Yeah, this Margaret in Windsor. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if this is going or not, but we'll see in a minute. I'm not going to make it long. I'm up this morning here in the United States. It's about 3, getting close to 4 o'clock, I guess. Listening to the news, and I'm listening to everybody tell the UK what they're supposed to be doing. Talking about Brits exit, Brits exit, and all this. Seems like the Brits are being told what to do ever since when? Since my father was taken down, Edward VIII, illegally. And then you get this comeback, well, you can't take a king down with character assassination. All these people make their comments when, yes, they did. And yes, it's illegal. And yes, it's the treaties, illegal treaties that were signed that allowed the United States to infiltrate its, quote, close allies that have this special relationship. Special relationship is they took down my father, Edward VIII, with lies, and they kidnapped his only daughter in 41 at age 2 and brought me over to Moulton, Alabama, gave me another name, and put me in a hellhole. There's no other friggin' word for it, and then my children who are heirs after me, Mark and Scott. Now, I could go on and on. I've put it up here for a long, long time. My father never married Wallace Simpson. She married a double. And there were more than one doubles, imposters pretending to be my father. And as I sit here this morning, and no, I didn't get up and gussied up my hair and all this, or put on some more clothes or lipstick. This is me. I woke up, I had a cup of coffee, I heard the comment, and although I like Donald Trump, the president, it's not his job to tell the UK what to do or the rest of Great Britain. I can tell you what you should do. You should bring this, like anybody knows, into a court of law, force this Illuminati press that's controlled to tell the truth about my kidnapping, who I am. I'm Victoria II, the minute I was born. My father went through channels and made correct, how can I say this? It was all done legal. That if he had an heir, the heir would inherit. My father was illegally taken down. And it took Cosmos Lane of the Church of England, he helped in it, and cigar-smoking Winston Churchill, who's made out to be a hero, and he's nothing but a dirty, rotten thug. It's about time you told the truth the way it is. That goes along with John F. Kennedy. His father, Joe, was appointed ambassador to England. 36 for the very reason taking down my father, because he wouldn't go along take orders from the Illuminati. Now then, a result of them getting rid of my father is that you have the United Nations now, because when they went in and put their military base, what the heck, they went in saying they were saving us when they went in to steal everything. Obviously, I'm sitting here this morning, I don't know where my children are. They're heirs after me. No wonder you don't want to tell it, because it's a horror story what was done to me and mine. And think about my mom and dad and what the Brits have gone through. You made them fight against themselves. No wonder Honduras is coming across the wall up here, and some of the other countries down there. You use Great Britain to fight against ourselves. And you don't want to address this. I think that would be more my job, since I haven't been able to do my job and be there. This fake monarchy, which is Elizabeth, who works for the Illuminati, that kidnapped me, the real queen, and took down my father, the real king. She knows my father was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. from Madison, Wisconsin, school teacher, sister to artist Georgia O'Keeffe. So, what kind of, and I took a photo yesterday. I was at Walmart, and God bless Walmart. I mean, actually, they've been a blessing because I've had no money. A few things have, I've gotten clothes and things, and when I say few things, it means a lot to me. They were nice, especially when you haven't had anything in so long. Um, anyway, I was there and I was sitting. I sat outside and it was cold because I want the little bit of food I'd gotten to ruin sitting inside. But anyway, it's the way people treat you. Last night I was watching one of the Entertainment Tonight or something that had Meghan Markle and how she's being greeted by these throngs of groups of people that love her. And here, I'm the real monarch, and my sons and I have been treated like a piece of, there's no word. Somebody say, oh, you use this word. Not everybody. There's a lady I know on there that she's for saying it like it is, and she's not mad because I speak up that I don't like my kidnapping. I don't like what was done to me. And, that's the way it should be. What's this putting your hand on the Bible, going into court, putting your hand on the Bible, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. I guess that only applies when. Doesn't apply to me and when the crimes have been committed against me and my country. And God bless my mom. She must have gone through hell too, her and my father, and they were still alive October the 20th of 86 when I came to Roanoke. So there's a double that married Wallace Simpson, buried in the grave over there with royalty, where my father and mother should be, and then where me and my children. I want to ask you, whose idea was it to tell the UK and the British what to do? Now then, the truth has not been told. There were Aussies, the British, trying to save me back in 79 and 78 in Atlanta, Georgia. After a while, and Canadians, and, what's left of us here, the whole thing was take down the British Empire. I think everybody knows that. They really do. So don't get your feathers ruffled, and you all have. Even in, most people do have. By the way, this man that runs Amazon, I'd like my air purifier made whole. I used it, I got through Amazon. It's from a reputable, good dealer that made it. I don't know what happened. I guess I want to bring him in because he bought out the Washington Post. If he's gun-ho, he's the richest man in the world. If he's gun-ho, why don't you go in there and look up me? And, of course, I have to use a different name, Peggy Ann Dempsey Married Childers. And see, when I was up there in early 82, and letters, documents I turned over to Katharine Graham, and see what happened to me for telling the truth. There wasn't any doubt. It was accompanied by a letter from the FBI where I'd done the book. She didn't need it. She already knew who I am. This is the best kept secret that there's ever been. Well, I'm telling it in plain sight over and over again. And then I'm going to finish this because I got sidetracked on the one last night, and I'm up here at this time of the morning, okay? Jeff K. Jr., I didn't even know that he knew about me. I hadn't really thought about it because I don't like him. The Kennedys kidnapped me. Joe was named ambassador by Roosevelt, President, Jew, 36, to take out my father. So these illegal treaties could be signed. My father wouldn't do it. Of course he wouldn't. It allowed the United States and the Illuminati, your global government, Rockefeller, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, to come in and destroy and take still Great Britain, the monarch, take down the real monarch, install your own. wow, your press really is in there. So why haven't they told any of this? Because they're controlled. They work for the Illuminati, the world government, which is, oh, I wonder what they're going to tell. If you believe in God, what are you going to tell him? You didn't know what you were doing? Yeah, you did. Now, I'm losing track here. I want to get back to JFK Jr. By the way, yes, to that lady who asked me a question, and sorry I can't get back to all of them in my hands. I want to do most of them. It's not all that many, but my hands, I think from over the years holding the little phone, and it's not good for you. I can't, they kind of paralyzed at times. Now then, let me get back to JFK Jr. His wife, I think his wife was named Caroline, which is odd, but he married one of the twins. And he came up on the mountain in about 94, early summer, late spring, and I'd spent the winter up there in a hiker shelter, and I look out today at the cold out there, and I wonder how I made it one moment up there over the years. It was rough, with no clothes, food, hardly anything, matches and stuff. I mean, thrown out there, sink or swim, and this whole thing over and over. I looked down the old trail before the new one, so you're getting into the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. That's what it means in all this, whether it relates to God or I know the Illuminati's supposed to, and the chipping that I was writing about, I didn't know it. And then you find out it's end times and Mark of the Beast and all this. So where am I? Back to JFK Jr. He always touted George Magazine. Well, you know what that's for. It's got a picture of George Washington or, it's so odd. In the land of what they call the free and civil rights, I have none. No, I don't like George Washington. I don't like this facade that you robbed and stole what was British, and then somebody that was an American, that when he knew what had been done to me April Fool Day of 80, the horror story, just that segment, he said to me, and I didn't know what it meant, he said, well, if we ever give it back, we'll give it back to the Indians. We sure won't give it back to you, the Brits. I thought, what are you talking about? This is back in 80. I was living at Warren House. Well, the Indians never got it back either, buddy. But this is the attitude. Just shut up and get over there and take it. Let us do anything to you we want to. And granted, some of my own people have. Okay? Lizzie Borden, that's Elizabeth. So back to JFK. He's walking up the old trail. The new trail was made the next year. That's the reason you can, somebody's got to have a record of him flying in at the Roanoke Airport. His cousin, they were such buddies with, was his aunt, Lee Raswell, Bouvier Raswell, supposedly married. There's a long list of how this started. My kidnapping, the Rockefeller, the Rothschilds, and then I'm not going to mention right at the moment. One of these is a nice lady, and I in no mean want to. Well, I'm not hurting her by telling the truth. She just had the guts to tell the truth about the family, about some of them. Philip Mountbatten and the Mountbattens were a part of this whole thing. Anyway, back to JFK and his cousin that he ran around with all the time, the young man whose mother was the sister to Jackie Bouvier Kennedy. Anyway, she got the title of princess. Isn't that just sweet? And I don't think Raswell was even a prince. So, grabby fingers, aren't they? Camelot? My God. Anyway, he comes up, if this isn't going out, and I'm going to quit because this is in the morning. There's still some people asleep in here, I guess. I don't think they can hear me, but anyway. He's coming up the mountain, and I'm standing up, and I'm talking about this is a mountain up there, and then where I'd spent the winters and summers and run from here and there. And I want to tell this lady that asked me, did they handcuff me? Yeah, the forestry came up there and handcuffed me. And about 3 or 4 times, and yeah, they put me in jail. And at one point, Woody, as in Woody Woodrow Wilson, that helped take down the Romanov and burn them, and killed Anastasia later up here next to Stanton, where Woody Woodrow Wilson was from, and where my hustler car was. I was handcuffed and taken to jail, and the Reineckes came and got me, and I mean, they could just do anything, they want to me. So I'm up in the forest, and yeah, they did handcuff me there. And Eric and Woody lied. Eric told me that Woody said I threw rocks at him. You should see what they were doing. But that's not true. What's your definition of a rock, Woody? You lied under oath. And I was told, I'm going to go ahead and say it, by Eric, who got bought off himself later on. I don't know what really happened to him. He married, and I don't know what happened. But this is illegal. He swore before the federal judge. Now then, Eric told me, he said that I could have gone to jail for 6 months. They took my home, they kidnapped me, and the crimes are so tremendous and so horrific. And to my children, can you imagine? I'm to keep from being raped and killed on the side of the road, and to be able to put a tent up when I was able to get one, sleep in a hiker's shelter. I mean, really rough it just to try to live. They're going to lock me up, and they did. And yes, I believe they would have put me for 6 months. And one of the things I want to tell here real quick is that Sorensen was the name of the Commonwealth attorney, the federal attorney here. Let me say that, not Commonwealth. And his name was Sorensen. And I get into this mind control murders that are linked by names and patterns. And about that time that was over, and I was in jail getting prosecuted, and that's his name. It's like it's this joke. This wasn't a joke to me. I was handcuffed and everything, and sure, rough. Anyway, this lady from Norway or Sweden, one of the countries that my family are queen and king of, and hey, here I am, and anyway, this is what I'm saying. I don't know which one she was from. I guess I could have looked it up or Googled it. I'm not sure. But she was in New York, and her last name Sorensen. It fits in again, very specific, but I'm just going to say this. Her child was stolen out of the stroller right up there while she was having a cup of coffee. It was kidnapped. So it was direct link. Sorensen's not a name that's that common like Smith or everything. Now then, if this hasn't gone off, I want to get back to JFK. He came up with his cousin, and he actually took the backpack off and put it on the little table there. And I told him, I said, "You look like JFK Jr." And he says, "That's who I am." And so at least when he started being nasty, he said, "We came up here just to see how we made you live." So this is a joke. I don't even know this little SOB, except he's JFK. His father needed in jail and put away for life. Should have been on death row. How's that? Now, if I've infuriated everybody by telling the truth that you haven't heard, really, you'd have to get graphic and then see what people would say.